let's unfuck a Grizzly. So let's just talk about first what's fucked up. That's fucked up. This is fucked up. This is fucked up. This is fucked up. This is fucked up. So I'm gonna start with removing the snorkel. I'm not showing you my hair right now, it's a disaster. I'm gonna completely remove the snorkel, put that back to factory. We're gonna get that rad relocate off, get that back to factory. And I already have the parts in order, all the plastics to replace the, all the destroyed parts. So let me get some of this stuff off and I'll catch up with you. So this is where we're at now. Got the snorkels cut down just for the time being so I can get to everything. The radiator relocate has been removed. It's currently sitting in my little storage shed while I'm waiting on the parts. I have ordered this plastic and this plastic, as well as this plastic, and of course the coupler that I showed you down here in the throttle body. So that being said, guys, if you've done a snorkel kit on your Grizzly and you have high idle issues, first thing to check would ultimately be that throttle body gasket, or the neck between the throttle body and the actual intake on the motor, because I could press down on my airbox and idle would go back to normal, lift up, and it would take back off. So pretty simple repair. Just kind of get the throttle body out of the way. It's just a couple of hoses and a couple of plugs. I basically removed the bare minimum I had to just to kind of get to it. Let's go ahead and continue with getting the rack off so we can kind of see what we're looking at as far as the radiator location, and then I'll go ahead and strip the radiator off of the actual relocate. Some of you are gonna go, why would you do such a thing? Two reasons. Number one, this thing obviously sat for a while, so it was all rusted and barely put together, not really holding stuff together. And first of all, this bike's probably going to my brother. He lives up in the mountains, and he needs a good machine, a good strong machine. He doesn't need a snorkel, doesn't need a rad relocate, doesn't need any of that stuff. So I'm trying to put it as back to stock as I can, and make sure he has everything he needs. So let's get to moving. All right, so this is where I've gotten to. Got the ram's horns, just the hoses. Just kind of pushed them out of the way just in case we got a random, rainstorm. Just kidding, that's not going to happen. So now we're here. Got a good look at everything. I don't know what this is. I have no idea. I'll just look at some wiring and see. Problem is, radiator install is directly under this. So I'm at a crossroads here. Do I go ahead and keep pulling all this crap, or do I cut this off because it is literally useless? It does absolutely nothing for structure. I mean, the only thing it does is hold the grill, but the grill itself is attached, ouch, to the headlight bezel. So, I don't know what the right move is here, but we'll figure it out in a second. Okay, so day 2 on unfucking the Grizzly. Things have arrived. Next day shipping from Partzilla. I'm telling you, if you want parts and you want them instantly and they're in stock, they have to be in stock. Partzilla is the way to go. I mean, I live in a big hub like for shipping and stuff, so it's not unheard of for me to get next day shipping, but seriously, less than 24 hours I got my parts here. And anyway, radiator is in. Is it a perfect install? Absolutely not. Will it work? Abso-freaking-tootly. Got my part here for the throttle body. Got my parts in for the plastics because this is just hideous. I don't like it. I want it all back. We're gonna, do that stuff with it, and I'll go from there. So let me go ahead and get all this taken back off of here that I just kind of put on to keep it from getting dirt in it. And let's get this throttle body coupler back on. Like I said, that's the part that goes, it's gonna be really hard for you to see it on this side. That coupler goes between the throttle body and the actual intake of the motor right there. Let's do the gap. So I'm gonna get that installed. All right, so over lunch, I did in fact somehow get this air box back on here. It's not the tightest of fits in the world, but I'm also not done tightening it up yet. Let's see, where is it attached at? Right there. So I'm gonna keep running it a little bit more until I get on there as tight as I possibly can. Focus. And I did already start it up, but it does not have coolant in it, so I'm not gonna run it very long. The 22 code is gone. And yeah, so we should be in good shape. So I gotta get some coolant. I'm gonna button all this stuff back up. Okay, so thank God the plastics fit, which if you ever try to put one of these Grizzlies back together, the second you take them apart, the chance of the plastics going back on like they're supposed to is slim to none. This one is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it's actually pretty daggone good. So, been messing with this side, but see they're all ripped there. So I'm probably gonna order one of these, but for the time being it'll work. There are clips that are supposed to go there. I haven't done this yet because I still got to top off the radiator, which is right there. So I got to do that before I get going too crazy on putting the rack and everything back on. But my God, is that clean. I need to take some dirt and like scratch these because it doesn't make any sense with the rest of the rig. But here you go, let me do that fire up for you. I'm hoping the EPS light goes off after a little bit of riding, because the EPS has started working again. So, but she's all back together. Ain't perfect, but it's a whole lot better than it was. And go take some parts back and get some coolant for this thing, some Asian coolant, and we'll sit here and let this thing run, get the temperature. I'll get the rack back together, and then it's time to see if I can sell it. If not, it'll go to my brother. And I traded the Arctic Cat for this, essentially what happened. He really wanted an ATV. He really didn't want a side-by-side for where he lives. So I made a decent trade, I think, in my opinion. I love a Grizzly, you know that. I did wind up selling the other Grizzly because we bought a General, but more on that to come later on down the road. So let me go hit Advance and the UPS store before they close. All right, it's been running about, I'd say about 10 minutes now. Fan is blowing all the hot air out. I've had the fan, so had the fan running. That's about 5 minutes in. EPS light's still on, but I haven't got any temperature or check engine light warning. It is idling. So now we gotta get the rack and stuff put back on. 5 or 6 bolts, I think, and then we're in business. There she is, all buttoned up back together. Literally buttoned. Got all the pop clips back in. These are really, really strong pop clips, actually. I like them, they're one of my favorites. All the plastics back together. Everything looks tight. That's, you know, doing the thing. So there we go. You have just witnessed me take a ratty looking Grizzly and bring it back around. You know what I mean? Just kind of put it back to where it's not so jacked up anymore. So thanks guys for watching. I appreciate y'all very, very much. I can go back to work. Peace.